resort in this passion paradise we call Bohol.
Information officers, tourism officers, local chief executives, legislators, and other distinguished guests.
And may we please request everyone for the invocation to please stand up, and may we ask you to remain standing to honor the country and our forefathers through the hymns.
And here with us is the Tagbilaran City Chorale under the baton of Maestro Josebaya Buchtiwa.
Mahungtod na matunhay, o matamis na kinampay. Puti ang kabaybayunan, walog sa subabilis-bilisan, bahandi ang dagat o kapatangan, gugmang tuburan. Sa kagawasan sa tanan, panalanginan ka. Ihalat ko lawas o kalang sa mutya ko, Bohol.
So be seated. Here with us today for his welcome message. We now put our hands together for Mayor Fuego Cortes of the Municipality of Panglao.
I am a speaker, also here with you, Panglao. The coordinator of the 54th RADIO7 Regional Association of Development Provision Officers Convention, September 19 to 21, 2018. All of you delegates, good morning. Welcome to amazing Panglao. Panglao is one of the two municipalities of the Panglao Island. As far as tourism is concerned, Panglao is the gateway to Bohol tourism. Without Panglao, there is no Bohol. Of course, tourism industry is the prime economic driver of the municipality of Panglao. Panglao, for sure, has at least 35,000 people, more or less. It has 10 barangays, and only one of this is in the interior part. The rest is along the coast. So that's why in the tourism industry, ladies and gentlemen, the tourism activity has its most diverse scope in its marine activities. Of these marine activities, it has the 5 aspects, no? If you want to go to Panglao to enjoy Panglao, we have swimming, we have hopping, we have snorkeling, we have diving. So those are the marine activities in the tourism industry of Panglao. And for all you know, ladies and gentlemen, Panglao has the best 5 world-known dive sites. We are proud of that. Of all the tourists that come here, we have Asians, Europeans, Canadians, Americans, even Australians. So we are proud of our very, very cultural tourism industry in Panglao. So I welcome you all to this tourism municipality, and I hope the rest of the days you'll be staying here, you will enjoy Panglao. No? So welcome all of you to Panglao. Thank you.
This is the consultative conference of the Regional Association of Development Information Officers in Central Visayas. To give us the reason why we have to do this annually, we have the Information Officer of Bohol and the concurrent President of the Regional Association of Development Information Officers in Bohol. Mr. Concurrent President of the Radio 2018, Mr. Nicolas P. Sendrias. The big hand.
Mayong buntag sa kanan. Mayong yun na may bawat. Thank you very much for coming. Medyo kalman ang dagat kaya mga bawat na mahuway human gigamit niyong bong. Pero may bagyo uwa, ningkamot kitang mapadayon ng ato ang convention because iPhone is among the natural phenomena which have wreaked havoc to our country due to climate change. Today, we have distinguished speakers who will tackle on the theme, Achieving Sustainable Environment through Strategic Development Communication. Some of them will discuss about coastal protection and the emerging trends in farm tourism. As host, it is necessary also that you will be briefed later on the Bohol brand of tourism. Of course, a discussion in summary will be made on the headlining topic, federalism. Since Mocha Oson has courteously declined to present her brand of federalism, somebody of national stature will discuss all about federalism later. There is a very important topic which will be discussed also as we go on with our session, and that is harnessing the power of the sun using solar PV technology. Then, a flashback on what transpired during the Marawi siege from the point of public information will also be discussed later. Of course, tomorrow, we will have the community immersion and site visits. This wraps up our activities today up to the third day. Good morning, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sir Nick. To introduce to us the conference keynote speaker, help me welcome the Regional Director of the Philippine Information Agency in Central Visayas, Ms. Fayette C. Ganyan.
May buntag, good morning. As much as our invited keynote speaker would have wanted to be here with us today, his very hectic schedule.
Come on, yeah.
Hello, may buntag again. As much as our invited keynote speaker would have wanted to be here with us today, his very hectic schedule cannot afford for him to do so, as he is always beside the President, literally, especially now with what is happening in Northern Luzon. Our brothers and sisters in Northern Luzon are suffering from the aftermath of Typhoon Bohol. Swerte na kita ni Central Visayas, so go. But he recognizes the importance of this event, and as such, sends a representative in his behalf. So, ladies and gentlemen, representing Special Assistant to the President, Secretary Christopher Lawrence Bongo, is currently a Director of the Land Bank of the Philippines and used to be an Undersecretary for Public Safety of the Department of Interior and Local Government. He is a co-founder of the MRRD NECC, or the Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte National Executive Coordinating Committee. And lastly, he is the National President of the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas. May kasi nagtanay taani ka taga-Pusayas na Malaysia, no? Hindi sa atong silingan na Region 6. Friends, it's my honor to introduce to you Attorney Jesus V. Hilo Jr.
Thank you, Fayette. I'll just see. Maayong aga sa aton Mayor, kay Honorable Pedro Fuertes, sa kay Mr. Nicolas Sendrijas, again, to Ms. Fayette Rinien, to Maria Aling Alanique, to Mr. Ray Anthony Chu, and most especially to everyone in attendance, for all information officers, I presume, here in Region 7. Tourism officers. Also tourism officers. So, it's information and tourism officers of Region 7. ASEC Daniel Mercado is a good friend for those in the Department of Tourism. Also previously, si Frederick Alegre is a good friend. Now, I am here to represent Special Assistant to the President, Secretary Bongo. He would have wanted to attend in your activity, but as what Fayette said, there is an urgent matter that requires his personal presence assisting the President, so he could not be with us right now, but he's sending his message that babawi raw siya, and one of these days he'll be back and be with your group, especially if his time allows. One more thing, he said that the President and himself loves Bohol, loves the Visayas, and right now he's busy in Luzon because of the typhoon. So, moving forward, I was given the topic titled Achieving Sustainable Environment through Strategic Development Communication. Now, at least marinig rin? Yes. When we talk of environment and strategic development communication, my understanding is that we talk of development vis-a-vis compliance with our environmental laws. Now, what is the role of information officers in pushing forward the efforts of government to push for our economic development plus our tourism initiative here in the Visayas? Especially now, we're here in Bohol, in Panglao particularly, which is known as a tourism destination. We must learn from the experience of Boracay. Bohol, if it does not learn from the experience of Boracay, may actually suffer the same fate, which would require the intervention of President Duterte, Secretary Simatu, the Department of Tourism, the DILG, to temporarily stop business here. So it is very important for our local businesses in Bohol to comply with our environmental laws. Now, what is the role of our information officers, at the same time, our tourism officers? We are here, we're part of government, or some of us in the audience are with the private sector. We should continuously remind the local government units in Bohol, as well as our environmental officers, to remind them
to also remind the private sector to comply with our environmental laws. Minus our reminders, businessman would just be there with the main purpose of profit. Nanegosyo kita para sa makakita kwarta. Sometimes, in our pursuit for profit, we forget that we're already violating environmental laws. And it's not only a violation of laws, we are actually harming our environment. If our information officers and our tourism officers will just keep quiet because nobody complains, then you are not performing your role. Because it is not only the promotion of tourism that our information officers should do as part of their obligation for government, but at the same time, you are there to remind the private sector and even the government if there are already clear violation of our environmental laws. We cannot sustain business if government, we would not be able to sustain business if government would again intervene and suspend the operation here in Bohol, or in Cebu, or in Dumaguete. Our workers, our businessmen, just like in Boracay, would suffer. Government would likewise suffer economic losses because just like in Boracay, we subsidize in giving assistance to the local workers for the cleanup. Now, taking the cue, which is what the President decided to do, let us be proactive. Together with our push for the Visayas to be a tourism hub, you know why? We're lucky here in the Visayas. We're made up of islands. We have good beaches. Now here in Panglao, an airport will be made, a much improved airport to give access. In Cebu, the President is very proud of the new airport in Cebu. Hopefully in Dumaguete, the sought-after airport in Dumaguete will also be improved. We have Siquijor. It's a place that needs to be developed. It's a beautiful place. We need to have a good ferry system from Dumaguete to Siquijor. So, here in the Visayas, what advantage do we have compared to Mindanao is that we have peace and order here in the Visayas compared to Mindanao, which is now under martial law, and there are cases of bombings. So we keep on promoting the Visayas region to be a tourism hub for our economic development. At the same time, we likewise quietly remind the private sector as well as our LGUs not to suffer what Boracay has suffered. We should not repeat what the businesses and the LGUs of Boracay did. But because for as long as our President is President Duterte, we will be in our toes in balancing development and our environment. On another topic, I'm with Land Bank. Wala dito si Secretary Bongo,
Pero I'm taking this as an opportunity, no, for me to inform everyone that Land Bank actually has good programs that would really benefit the poor, together with the farming sector, transport sector, market vendors. The problem in government, just like in Land Bank, we have the products, but the public does not know about it. So as information officers, we would, and even the tourism officers, we would be asking your help. Not only Land Bank, but the other government offices will be asking your help to disseminate the good news that this administration has to its people. What are these for Land Bank? We have a direct farmers lending program, retail program to small farmers that would only ask for a 2% interest rate per annum. So, para madula na o mawala na ang 5-6 of which our farmers are suffering and they get loans from traders, may programa ang Land Bank directly makautang in partnership with the Department of Agriculture, 2% per annum lang ang interest rate. There's a 3.8 billion budget for that. But do we hear about that program in the news? Wala. Nagakit pa, nagalit pa si Presidente sa Land Bank. Sabi niya, pamigay niyo na yung pera niyo because Land Bank is supposed to be there for the farmers. You should not act like a commercial bank and just earn. Our President, President Alex Buenaventura, will be meeting the President today because he has to explain to President Duterte on why, to the mind of the President, we are not duly assisting our farmers. But in truth, we already have those lending program to the farmers and we are actually enhancing it. The problem is, of my bank and also with the other government offices, hindi alam ng tao. Why? Land Bank people, Land Bank officers, in the branches and in the lending center, they just stay inside the bank and wait for the farmers to ask, what are your program for us? Hindi tayo proactive. That is the fault also of my bank. We have many lending programs, to include a lending program to fisher folks. But what use will be our programs if nobody will avail it because they do not know that it exists? Another program, pag naubos yung 3.8 billion na budget ng DA for the 2% lending program for small farmers, Land Bank itself will allocate an initial amount of 10 billion for a 6% lending program. A still very low interest rate program for small farmers. The requirement for as long as may UTAC siya, 0.8 hectares up to 5 hectares for farming. Ang plano ng Land Bank, we will hire additional employees, give them motorcycles for them to go to the farms, to meet with the farmers, and to inform them and get their application for the low interest lending program. Hindi na yung mag-aantay lang kami sa aming naka-aircon na opisina. How do we disseminate that information to the public. Because if we follow the land bank formula, matagal. Kasi kahit may nakamotor, hindi. Kahit araw-araw, maglibot siya. One farmer, mag-explain pa. One farmer per day, wala pang Saturday, Sunday, sige pa rin. Di 365 farmers lang mapuntahan niya. So how can the PIA, the PIOs, even the tourism officers, help? You inform the public that land bank has a lending programs to the farmers. You know, our farmers, together with the fisher folks, are the poorest sector in society. Now, I mentioned we also have a market vendors program. Even both private and public markets, the vendors inside and those even outside na may pwesto 100 meters from the actual marketplace, can avail of the market vendors program. The interest rate is 1.5% per month. Per year, that's around 18%. But that is way better than 5.6. Pag 5.6, di ba lang? 20% per week. Is that correct? Or 20% per month? So, way better. Then, we've heard also the news that for the transport sector, government is planning to phase out all jeepneys, all buses. So, kabado ang transport sector, uneasy. So how can the PIA, PIO help? Inform them that Land Bank is here to support. You remember this number, 5, 6, 7. What is number 5? For our transport lending program, we only require 5% equity. What do you mean by 5% equity? If the jeepney, the new modern jeepney, costs 1 million, the buyer or the loan borrower will only shell out 50,000 pesos. The 95% will be financed by Land Bank. Number 6, kasi 5, 6, 7. Number 6, 6% interest per annum. Number 7, up to 7 years loan. But this transport program is, as of the moment, limited to cooperatives and corporations. Cooperatives and corporations. Hindi pa kami nagre-retail na individual. So, this is a good news to the public, to the transport sector. I'll be attending on Friday a transport summit in Quezon City to again inform them that Land Bank has this program. And if it's a Land Bank program, it's a government program. Sa mga mangingisda, we also have, in partnership with the Bureau of Fisheries, maraming produkto ang Land Bank to support businesses. We also, our regular loans, actually, Land Bank, like DBP, is a silent partner of government in economic development. The LGUs, sa amin yan humihiram. Yung inaaprubahan namin ng mga loans in the private sector, it can go to billions of pesos. Yung mga mayayaman na mga negosyante na maganda pakinggan ang mga apelido, may mga utang yan sa atin. Oo. Pero madali sila mag-utang kasi pag maganda yung apelido, pag utang, clean loan. Di ba, Mayor? Clean loan. Pero pag ang pangalan, Attorney Hinlo, may collateral. Kasi hindi pa, ano lang, no? Ordinaryo lang tayo. No? Pero kung magandang apelido, yung bangko pa nanliligaw. Nung bago ako sa land bank, sabi ko, bakit ganito? Parang hindi proper ang land bank. Kaso, I have to learn the culture of the banking industry. Because if we do not give that type of loans to the VIP clients, and the private banks are also given clean loans. So, what is the secret? You should marry somebody with a nice family name. Yung ganon. Now, we cannot stop, no? Government cannot stop, no? With just being passive. We are claiming that the Duterte administration are doing well, having many programs, but in the newspapers, the opposition and the detractors of this administration are in the front pages. While our good news, like the news about land bank, that this will be the first time that we are going directly on retail and will be sending out representatives to the farmers, will be presented. Unlike in the previous administration, yung land bank dati, yung nagpapautang kami sa farmers through the cooperatives. Utangin namin yung cooperative 6%, yung cooperative magpapautang sa farmer 15 to 20%. Hindi mararamdaman ng mga pobreng farmer. Pero sabi ng Presidente, go to the farmers. So, the lending to the cooperatives is still there, but we will go also directly to the farmers so that they can avail of low interest rate as support services. Mahirap yan eh, bigyan mo ng duta, ng yuta, through agrarian reform, hindi train ang farmer how to run the business, wala siyang kapital, bibili ng television, pag nag-initial harvest, bibili ng television, dadagdagan ng asawa, edi yung next harvest, ibibenta niya na yung lupa niya sa dating landowner o ipaparenta. So, government has to support. Now, we need your help to inform our farmers, to inform the public that we have support services. The PIA, no? Kaya mga PIO, yung tourism officers, all employees of government must give the public the good news that aside from the attacks to the administration that we see in the front pages of newspapers and we watch in television, this administration also has many good news. But you know, what sells naman kayo na sa media, what sells to them is the bad news. No? Is the bad news. Yung gawain ni Mayor dito, pinaganda niya yung tourism. Dapat, yan yung good news, Mayor, di ba? Pero baka mamaya, bad news yung binabalita. So, Panglao has to advertise, no? Kasi during the administration of Mayor Fertes, gumanda ang turismo. Tama ba, Mayor? O, yan. Personally, even during the campaign, I have been advocating to the President and to this administration the need of this country to industrialize. Yung farming sector natin can no longer sustain our economy. What is making the Philippines survive is our OFW remittances and some of our businesses. But kung sa farming lang tayo mag-depend, ang problema sa farming, kita mo, agricultural sector natin hindi makasustain sa food productivity and food security. We are a rice-producing nation that lacks rice. Nag-i-import na tayo. Dati tinitrain natin ang taga-Vietnam, taga-Thailand, sa UP. Pero ngayon, nag-i-import na tayo. Pero, so, ito kasi yun eh. Our population gets bigger. Mahilig kasi yung Pilipino manganak, no? Kasi baka sa probinsya laging brown out, malamig, no? So, our population is getting bigger, our land is getting smaller. We have an agrarian reform program that to my mind is a failure. Why? Kung successful yan, dapat yung mga farmers natin, CLOA holders, dapat hindi nagugutom. But the reality is, bigyan mo lang ng lupa at pabayaan, wala namang, they have their harvest, pero walang bibili. Yung bibili, private traders, mumurahin pang presyo, magpapautang pa sa kanila, the cycle of poverty continues. Ibibenta pa nila ang CLOA nila sa dating landowner. It's a failure. Kaibigan ko si Secretary Casticiones, si John. Kasama ko dati sa DILG. I'm one of the 3 undersecretaries. Yung dating sikat pa sa DILG. He is fully supportive of the agrarian reform program and is doing his very best to work within the system na matulungan ang farmers. But if we look at successful agricultural countries, we are already into big farming. Malalaking hektaryas. Bakit? Mechanized and modernized na sila sa harvest, sa planting, at post-harvest facilities. Dito, bigyan natin ng lupa. Yung dating maraming lupa, kukunin yung lupa kasi sa agrarian reform, bibigyan 5 hektarya. Yung dating middle class, magiging lower class na rin. Kasi hindi ready. Hindi pa nagbabayad ng land taxes. Baka yung iba sa beneficiary because the CLOA, yung CLOA may problema tayo. May individual CLOA at meron ring collective CLOA. If you are a member of a collective CLOA, how can you pay the tax? Hindi mo alam anong portion mo dyan. So, hindi pa nagbabayad sa munisipyo. Meron ka dito, Mayor, mga agriculture? Konti lang. Dito maraming isda. Maraming magaganda na tanawin. Kasi tourism hub ka. Our agricultural sector really needs support. We need to review the agrarian law. We need to review the Department of Agriculture. We need to review what is the trust of government. I'll give you an example. Philippines has many land for farming. But our population, many of our Filipinos are poor at nasa farming sector. Singapore is a small country, walang lupa for farming. Pero mayaman. Industrialized. Trade hub. Israel, disyerto. Desert. Bagong bansa lang. Yung desert, magagaling yung kanilang mga technologies. May mga farm na ngayon sa desert. What did Israel do? They took care of their scientists, inventors, engineers, inalagaan more than their politicians. Yan yung nagbigay sa kanila ng industries. They have a weapon industries. Technology industry. Now, dito sa Pilipinas, sinasabi natin, kailangan natin ma-increase ang agricultural productivity. We are giving so much emphasis on agricultural productivity. We forgot that in successful countries, they can even they have more food on their table even if they don't have agricultural lands. Why? To them, like Singapore, it's not a question of agricultural productivity, it's a question of food security. Dahil mayaman na bansa, import sila ng pagkain at yung mga mamamayan nila can afford to buy the food. Tayo naman sa Pilipinas, planting tayo dito, farming tayo, mahal yung abono, wala pang access sa credit, kasi akala nila, yung land bank hindi nagpapautang sa kanila, takot naman yung farmers pumunta ng bangko, kasi sa loob ng bangko nakabarong yung mga tao, sila nakatsinelas, at hindi nila alam kasi baka ma-English dyan si manager, dala ko yung manager ng land bank, Bohol, no? So, we need the help of the PIA, PIO, land bank manager at lending center, you ask their help. We disseminate our lending products. We cannot just wait inside the office for the farmer to go to us. We inform the poor, we inform the farmers, we inform the big businesses that government is here to help them. Of course, there are certain rules. One thing that we're thinking, okay, makahiram ka mo farmers kasi in the past, we have problems sa repayment. I don't know why yung mga nanghihiram sa 5-6, nagbabayad sila sa 5-6, pero kung bangko, hindi nila binabayaran. Hindi nila alam na once their credit line gets destroyed, masira, they will be trapped to the 5-6 system all their life. So kung may opportunity sila to have credit through the bank na maliit interest, alagaan nila ang credit line. So we need you to inform them to be good borrowers, to make use of our banking system. Now, pag hinayaan niyo ako magsalita dito, baka ibang topic pa, no? Masyadong mahilig ako mag but you know, our country needs new perspective, new approach. Yung sabi ko nga, just to recap, to wind up, industrialization. What our country needs, in addition to the usual build, 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 what our country needs are industries. We need factories for the Philippines to build weapons, computers, cars, airplanes, ships. Dito sa Cebu, Danao, lagi nating naririnig, Danao, magaling gumawa ng armas. Pero yung tanong, nilisensyahan ba natin? Binigyan ba ng gobyerno ng lisensya? O kung gumawa, uhulihin pa? We don't develop our own homegrown industry. Yung mga police natin, armed forces, bumibili pa ng imported. Every time government buys an imported product, they are helping foreign workers. Every time government buys foreign product, we are putting more tambays in the street. One thing
that we should do, our lawmakers should do, is also review the procurement law. Why? Procurement law as it is states, bibili natin ng gobyerno ang produkto if it is the lowest price and most responsive bid to the technical description. In big items purchase, mga makinarya, sino gumagawa? Imported. Philippine companies, they participate in the bidding not as manufacturers, they participate in the bidding as traders because mahilig ang Pilipino maging komisyoner. Komisyon ng komisyon. But if we allow that to continue and if our lawmakers are blind to that, maraming Pilipinong walang trabaho. Magtataka pa ba tayo? Anong gusto lang ng mga lawmakers? Gumawa ng batas, libre edukasyon. Gumawa ng batas, libre pabahay. Gumawa ng batas, libre hospital. Lahat inilibre ng lawmaker para hindi matanggal sa pwesto. Pero yung tanong, saan kukunin ng gobyerno ang pera sa libre? It will go back to us in taxes. Pag tumaas ang taxes, itatax mo yung malalaking negosyante o yung mga negosyante. Saan nila kukunin yun? They pass it on to the goods. Tataas presyo, inflation. When it happens, maraming maghihirap sa atin kasi nagmahal lahat. So kahit binigyan mo ng 4 piece, binigyan mo ng tulong ng gobyerno, tumaas naman ang bilihin, we don't solve anything. Sino yung yayaman? Yung mayaman pa rin. Kasi whatever taxes that is charged to the rich, they will just pass it on to the consumers. Yung tinatawag ng oligarch. What this government or our government should do is partner with these oligarchs for us to have manufacturing companies para for export na tayo. The rich, they can continue to be rich, but they provide us with more job opportunities to our countrymen. That is why to end, development, we all want development. Here in Bohol, it's tourism. Cebu, they're industrialized. Dumaguete, tourism. Siquijor, tourism. But we need to give more emphasis to industries. Because in industries, even kung maliit lang yung lupa, magtayo ka ng factories, maraming obreros. But in agriculture, you need large tracts of land. Konti lang ang magbabenefit. And as what I said, in doing so, may environmental responsibility. And the PIA again, and PIO, tourism officers, we're asking your help to remind our LGUs, our government, to remind the private sector for them to be environmentally compliant. And we also need your help to bring out the good news in government. Because if we depend on mainstream news, it will be bad news lang. So, madamogid nga salamat, kag maayogid na naimbitahan ako dire in representation of Secretary Bongo. And again, mabuhay Bohol, mabuhay Visayas. Salamat.
Thank you, Attorney Sos V. Inlo Jr. It is indeed a distinct honor and privilege of the Regional Association to have you, sir. And may we please request you to please remain on stage for the open forum.
To afford everyone the chance to interact with our keynote speaker, may we remind everyone to ask just one question. And may we ask our moderators to facilitate the engagement. Before we start with the moderation, we would like to acknowledge the presence of Mayor and Mrs. Susano Roberto Jr. and Amy Roberto of Tayasan Negros Oriental.
Thank you very much, Bruce, sa labak ng mga substantial statement ni Attorney Lodo na kami pa magputol sa inyo. Anyway, naamagit siguro mo'y paputara. I'll give you the chance to ask questions. You can get this microphone. Sino ka? Why? So, ibig sabihin, substantial, comprehensive, complete, ang in space ni Tornillo. Okay? At least, very mild, or doses an hour.
Good morning, I'm Raida Cisneros from Galagit in Cebu, the Civil Basket of Cebu. So, yun sa agricultural law, I read that on the national newspaper, and it says that Land Bank will allocate the amount of 50,000 as loan for the farmers with no collateral. Parang they applied before the Land Bank, and Land Bank is safe. But then, based on our experience sa munisipyo and interviewing the ordinary farmers and those that are in livestock, parang umulat po yung 50,000, sir. So, any comment on that? Kasi, as you said a while ago, that yung parang yung mga programs na inadequate, na parang merong program pero inadequate when it comes to the end user. Thank you.
Okay. Well, yun nga, yung hello. Yes, yan yung it means to say the news that states that we are giving loans up to 50,000 pesos. I think it's, yung sinasabi natin mali na balita. I don't want to say fake news, no? Siguro that's why kulang lang yung communication ng Land Bank with the public, no? May pagkukulang rin yung Land Bank. Kasi, for small farmers, it depends on the crops or it depends on the livestock. Or the purpose of the loan. It could go as low as 50,000. It could go as high as 500,000. We have a particular program na 10 million sa isang hektarya, ipapautang namin. 10 million. For what? For a shrimp production program. Na yung fish pan, yung pan, parang lalagyan ng plastic. So it is partnered with a company that specializes on shrimp manufacturing, no? Or shrimp production. So Land Bank has different programs for different needs. If it's on particular for small farmers, iimbestigahan ng Land Bank what kind of crop you need. How much na loan yung kailangan ng crop mo. Kasi, pag yung lupa mo, isang hektarya, na let's say rice field, as against a 5 hectares na lupa, na rice field rin, so mas malaking kailangan ng 5 hectares. Eh kung yung 5 hectares mo naman, hindi rice field, but rather, let's say, for livestock. So, mas malaki rin yung needs. Now, yung sa requirement, yung dati, stricto dati ang bangko na may collateral. May collateral, dapat may lupa. Sa ngayon, iba na. Because we wanted to reach out to as many farmers as we can, there are now 2 versions which we will finalize sa board.
by next week. This is the additional program namin to further liberalize our lending to small farmers. Yung first option, we just need proof na kailangan landowner ikaw, farmer landowner, and or tiller. What does it mean? Or possessor tiller. What does it mean? Ikaw yung nakalagay na may pangalan sa title, land title o sa CLOA, na farmer ka. Whether you are the tiller or not, you have the right to get that loan. No collateral. Especially kung CLOA is not allowed to be used as collateral unless more than 10 years na at na-fully pay mo na ang bangko. Because land given to the farmers are not for free. They have to repay that. Now, first option na we'll try to finalize with the court is dapat owner ka o relative ka ng owner, or the owner, you are a tiller ka, gapang-uma, you don't own the land, but may contract of lease ikaw from the owner. Now there's a question kung patay na yung owner. So we try to liberalize it na yung anak up to the second degree can avail of the loan for as long as all the other relatives, all the other heirs will give their consent. That's the first option. The second option, sabi natin, mas further natin i-liberalize. Doesn't matter, basta either owner siya or possessor tiller, basta may post-dated check. No other question. Kahit hindi ka, basta ikaw rin nagpo-possess. No? PDC, papalitin namin yung requirement for the PDC. Instead of 10,000, baka gawin namin 2,000. Now, the farmers, they have to be responsible because may obligasyon ang checking. Now, subject pa yan sa decision ng board. Mag-aaway pa kami sa board, magbobotohan. Option 1, option 2. But it will do away with the usual requirement na dapat ang lupa may collateral. Kasi pag ginawa namin collateral ang lupa, hindi maka-avail ang mga agrarian reform beneficiaries. Wala naman silang title na lupa. And even owners, even borrowers with titled lots, they might not be able to avail because yung nakapangalan sa titulo, pangalan pa ng namatay na nilang parents. Although silang possessor. So, we are trying to liberalize it and balance it at the same time sa, fair naman sa bangko na hindi naman natatakbuhan ang bangko. Kasi, Land Bank does not only utilize government funds, but we also use private funds kasi depositor ng mga private. So, that's my answer po. If you have question, go directly to our lending center. Our lending center will answer all your questions on what type of loans, what are the requirements that would be appropriate to your needs. But yung sa ngayon, yung sinasabi ko yung special program namin, pagbubutuhan pa namin sa board. Whether kailangan na medyo may requirement of ownership or kahit kahit part owner ka, basta may cheque ka, okay na. Sige, salamat.
Mr. Payne, pagkakana, please. Mayroon pada pamangkot. Okay na? Ayaw pang manood to. Okay, inasmas nga nagulungan po sila. Doon ako sabi mo, Attorney Hinlo, no? Because before, when you talk, you discuss about the role of development information officers na sometimes we cannot really delve into your programs as talagang kailangan progress namin. No? What about, this is not an approved idea from the RADIO7 sa akong lanin, no? What about if RADIO7 or any of the organizations will sign a memorandum of agreement with you and bank so that malagay natin doon ang responsibilities to disseminate information from land bank?
If we do it formally, it has to be with our head office, no? Sa corporate affairs office. But actually, even without the formal MOA, we can already help disseminate the information by having our lending center officers be guests in your programs. O katawag, ipag-guest natin. O yung mga taga-land bank rin, I'll advise them, dapat lumapit kayo sa government programs, radio stations, newspaper, and give them the information so that the public will know. Now, sometimes, if we insist on a formal agreement, we can also do that, but it might be delayed because baka kailangan pa ng review at what are the responsibilities, may bayad ba, wala bang bayad, kasi kung like PTB4, for example, baka magsingil pa for advertisement, we are veering away from the purpose of our job as information officers. We are here to give out the good news, the good side of government. You have to see land bank or other government corporation not for the purpose of a business program. You see, you try to see it, yung paradigm shift natin. Tignan natin sila for the purpose that they're here giving out programs to benefit the Filipinos, the poor. So, either way, sir, we can do it formally, magsulatan tayo, or even while waiting for that, in some of your programs, you can invite already our land bank officers, or yung iba rin government agencies, you want to talk about DOT, Department of Tourism, you invite them, do interviews with them, then we can now say that we're really helping government and helping the people. Thank you po.
Salamat, Attorney. Isa tayo sa Alila.
Good morning, Attorney Hinlo. I'm Dr. Rafi. I'm the immediate past president of RADIO7. I'm also the president of the Information Officers Association in Negros. This is not a question, but this is a sort of request from the Land Bank of the Philippines because you were talking about all the programs. I admire presenting to us all programs. I have my cousins who are senior managers of Land Bank and also being the former TILG Undersecretary. Now, our association in Negros Oriental composed of national government agencies and local government units and private and government state universities and colleges. So it's a request from your end, the Vice President, because we've been requesting Land Bank of the Philippines, perhaps from other provinces, if you can assign and designate information officer from the Land Bank of the Philippines so that it will be very easy for us to access the program. GSIS, PAG-IBIG, SS, we have information officers, but the absence of IO from Land Bank of the Philippines, we've been asking Land Bank for many occasions. And I think that will be the best process that we can get all the programs and projects from Land Bank of the Philippines. That will be all.
Hello, sir. Hello. Very good suggestion. That's one positive note for my visit here. No? I bring that up because I really do not know. There must be a defect within our land bank system because even our president was will now be facing President Duterte to explain why President Duterte believes that we do not have loans for small farmers. may problema. And, you know, I'm new to land bank. I came in November 17, 2017, no? So, I'm the youngest board of director. I brought in new ideas from the outside. That particular idea, very good. Now, may request din ako, sir. So that may ground, yung aking, you write me, giving that suggestion so that I can put it in support. Para hindi lang labas na opinion ko lang. So that I will give you my card, you write me, para masabi ko support. Thank you very much. Kababayan ko, taga-Negros.
Kabalo ko maghambal sa Ilonggo, sir. Sir, from the end of Negros Oriental, we will furnish and attach as well the list of national government agencies from Negros Oriental. May see the national government agencies for Negros Oriental and other provinces. We have PSWD, we have TESDA, we have DNR. So this is composed of DAR. We were staying in DAR actually last night. Thank you.
PSWD, kaibigan ko rin si Secretary Orogo. TESDA, kaibigan ko rin si Secretary Mamunjong. DAR, kaibigan ko si Secretary Casticiones. Hindi lang kaibigan, magkagrupo pa. Your governor is also a friend. Mayor Remolio is also a friend. We are now friends. So, this is my card. Let's do it not for land bank, not for PAA. Let's do it for the Filipinos, for the farmers. Kasi nandun yung programa namin, hindi nila alam. Kawawa ang Pilipino, no? Yun pala, they can graduate from 5-6. But they don't know. Thank you, sir.
Actually, sir, we have a plenary later on. I think we will pass a resolution with President Nick here to request the ILG and also from our end in Negros. So, it's a joint resolution among information officers in the RADIO7 board.
Ito, sir.
Okay, salamat kay R.
Thank you. Okay.
Kanya, ang atong mga MC, sila mo puli kay Burak atong next speaker. Wala. Okay? Take it away.
Thank you, everyone. At this point, we would like to invite our keynote speaker to please be on stage to accept our tokens and appreciations or certificates of appreciation. And we would like to request also our RD Fayette Rian and President Sindreas. Let me read to you the citation of our plaque of appreciation. Regional Association Development Information Officer 7, Association of United Development Information Officers Bohol, presents this plaque of appreciation to Attorney Jesus V. Hinlo Jr. for gracing the opening ceremonies as keynote speaker of the 24th RADIO7 Consultative Conference, anchored in the theme, Achieving Sustainable Environment Through Strategic Development Communication, held on September 19 and 21, 2018, given this 19th day of September 2018 at Dumaluan Beach Resort, Bolod, Panglao, Bohol, Philippines. Signed, Phil Angeli E. Arroano Gabin, Convention Director, 24th RADIO7 Convention. Nicholas P. Sindrias, President, Audio Bohol, RADIO7. Signed, Ray Anthony H. Chu, Information Center Manager, PAA Bohol. And the Regional Director, Philippine Information Agency 7, Regional Director Fayette C. Rinian.
Thank you. Our conference tokens include a handcrafted plaque of appreciation from a Boholana artist and celebrated church fresco painter Joey Labrador. Rocket tables placements from Tobigo Bloomers, led by Katina Sumaya, and the loot bag also has some Bohol goods.
At this time, we call everyone together on stage for the photo opportunity with our keynote speaker.
may we suggest that we do it by regions out of our sheer number. It may be difficult for us to fit and still be recognized about it.
Provinces.
Okay, provinces, sorry, yeah, provinces. So, let's start with Cebu for the photo ops. Representatives of Cebu.
May we call on Cebu and Campillo?
By association, yeah.
By association. Okay. First, we call on Campillo, Cebu Association. First, we call Campillo, Cebu Association of City and Municipal Public Information Officers, supervised by IA Cebu, led by the President, the Lao City Information Officer, Mitch Montino.
And while Campillo members are ready, let us all please request the members of the AGU to please be ready. AGU is the Association of Government Information Officers of Cebu. AGU is supervised by the PIK Regional Office and is currently headed by AGU7 President R.D. Tutor.
And here we ask and one with our goal of bringing inclusive growth to our communities. So we call on Cebu tourism officers. Okay.
Thank you, Campillo. Big hand please to Campillo of Cebu. Okay, now this time the exigents, they may now request AGU for the photo opportunity with our keynote speaker.
Okay, Campillo, please.
On deck, Negros, Anopio and Tourism Officer ang next. Isabay ninyo.
And here we ask and one our goal of bringing tourism growth to our communities, may call city tourism council officers, local officials and their guest observers led by Councilor Francis Marlon Paradido, Toledo City SK Chairman and JCE, Toledo City and Councilor PIO of Manila Town, Emilita Gabito. Their organization is called CITOA, or Cebu Tourism Officers Association, led by Joy Celeste.
Okay, Cebu Tourism Officers, local officials, and guest observers, please be ready with your photo opportunity with our keynote speaker. Thank you, AGU7. Once again, may we call in the Cebu Tourism Officers, the local officials, and their guest observers, led by Councilors Francis Marvin Parojino, Toledo City SK Chairman and JCA of Toledo City, and Councilor PIO of Madridejos Town, Emilita Gabito. Once again, ladies and gents, their organization or their organization is called CITOA or Cebu Tourism Officers Association, led by Ms. Joy Celeste Tan. CITOA, please. You may now have your photo ops with